Greetings, I'm Salvador Cordova. Welcome to the Evidence and Reasons Academy. If I'm slowing my words, if I'm slurring my words, it's partly because I'm a little bit winded from running. I just ran 0.7 miles, and I'm here in my own neighborhood. Let me see. You could see some of my neighbors, and I'll show you a very beautiful home. This lovely home behind me is my neighbor's home, and let me see if I could show you my home shortly. Let's see, let me just there it is. You're getting a glimpse of my home right there. And so this is, to me, my neighbor's home is the most beautiful home right there. This one, isn't that gorgeous? Maybe I'll stroll up to that house. Isn't that a gorgeous house? It's just beautiful. Anyway, so now you see the neighborhood where I live and where I've practically done all of my YouTube broadcasts. And I love my neighbors, and I've lived here a while. So today I'm going to attempt to just take you on a stroll and a run with me. And the neighbors I might scare them because I start to shout out numbers sometimes, and I will, just for the sake of this video, when I'm running. Those numbers are approximately let's say, number of seconds that will be doing a particular task. Some people say that interval running, high intensity interval training, is probably better than just taking long runs. So some guys, like the marathon runners, definitely would be just going at a steady pace for 7-8 miles. The ultra marathoners, 12 miles a day. That is just insane. Of course, to run those distances, you're going to have to invest a lot of time, and many of us are short on that. So an alternative is to do interval training. So I like to look at it this way. I go at 25% power, which is just walking like I am now. And then for a count of 10, roughly 10 seconds, I go up to 50% of my capacity. And then for another 10, 75%. And then finally the last 10, I go for 100%. And you know you've gone 100% because you're pushing it like you have nothing left in the gas tank, if you know what I mean. So now I'm going to kick on and go from 25 to 50%. So this is just a moderate jog. Not bad for an old man in his early 60s, eh? So 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010. Now I'm going to put it up to 75%. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 1009, 1010. Okay, full power. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, 1005, 1006, 1007, 1008, 9, 1010. Alright, I'll be winded for about a minute after that, because that's how you know that you really gave it your all. Then I have to jog a little bit because I'm crossing a street. Don't want to get run over. So I covered maybe just about a quarter mile in that walk and jog. When I get to the end of this cul-de-sac that I'm walking at, I measured it out with the odometer in my car. It'd be about 0.35 miles. So you could sometimes, by the way, you could see there's a road up here. I don't know if you'll be able to see a car whiz by. I heard it, I couldn't see it. Oh wait, look, you'll see a bus. There, the top of the bus. And now I can't run quite as fast while I'm holding the camera. And I'm alternating hands to carry this. Otherwise it would, my arms would be really sore. Now, you guys out there who are probably way more fit than I am, probably laughing at me. But I'll tell you what, in my younger days, I was on the track team. I had the title of probably the slowest runner on the team as a middle distance runner. But I gave it my all. I gave it 100%. And that was 42 years ago when I was on the Jeb Stuart High School track team. And that was in the days when the races were defined by yards rather than meters like they are today. My event was the 100-yard dash and the quarter mile and the 600-yard dash. And I was slow. I think my best time in the quarter mile was only 61 seconds. I mean, there are guys that just smoke that. I don't know what the world record is. It's like under 40 seconds. I was in the mile relay because I ran the quarter mile, and the 600-yard dash. My time in the 600-yard dash, my best time was 93 seconds. And my time in the 100-yard dash is somewhere in the ballpark of 11 seconds. I'm embarrassed to say. I wasn't very fast. I mean, there are guys just blazing by me in races, and a lot of times I was just fighting not to be in last place. But just because you can't compete with others doesn't mean you can't compete with your old self, or compete with what you could be if you did nothing to help yourself. That's really a better barometer of your performance. It's like, where would you be if you didn't try? So I'm starting to catch my wind back. I just passed the mile mark, and let's do it one more time. Oh, I have to cross the street. There's a FedEx truck coming by. I have to be sure I don't get run over. And you can see here I'm near an intersection, and there are lots of cars here. I have to be careful not to be run over. Talking and running is kind of hard, but I figured I'd have some fun. Just let you all know I have more of a life than just staying in my house. I do get out and walk a little bit and run a little bit. I haven't done as much as I should have. I'm out of shape, but I've gotten back, tried to get back on a routine for health's sake. I did happy to report that I slept very well last night. So now I've been walking long enough. I'm gonna go to a slow jog. I'm at 50% power. So let's do a count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 75%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 100%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Not quite as fast. I'm not quite as fast as I was 42 years ago. I hope you've enjoyed taking a walk with me. I've certainly enjoyed taking a walk with my audience. I can't tell you how much you all mean to me. I'm posting this on my academic channel, which gets like 20 views per video. Honestly, I'm proud it's that low, because those are the diehards that come out to see me. I'm pleased to report that my shows on Denver KLTT radio, on their website and on their radio station, between 5 shows, I've had approximately 80,000 views. And it's estimated maybe their listeners on a station that broadcasts to 5.2 million people, plus the fact it was popular on Christian conservatives, probably 100,000 tuned in to hear our shows, quote unquote, live. Actually, they were just the broadcast release, but they would tune in at 3 p.m. on Fridays, and I got about 20,000 views or listens per show, so I've done 5 shows. Now you can actually go to the Real Science Radio website, which will take you to the Real Science YouTube channel if you just click links. And you can see the view count added up for all 5 of my shows. That's how you'll know it's about 80,000 and climbing, I'm pleased to say. And here again is the beautiful house of my neighbor. It's so beautiful, and this is a lovely neighborhood. You can see the Christmas decorations are already out here. The house I'm coming up on is also beautiful. Air Force Colonel lives there. It actually, if you look carefully, it has 2 chimneys. 2 chimneys. I think that's a lovely touch. In the autumn, you can sometimes smell it in the autumn air. People are lighting fires inside their fireplaces. Yeah, that's more of a tradition and just kind of the ambiance of it. It's not necessarily the healthiest thing for the people in the house and for the health of the house, but hey, it's just one of those beautiful traditions, our heritage. So at this point, before I started the video, I did 0.7 miles. I did another 0.7 miles while recording, and I'm going to get up another 0.7 miles, and that'll complete 2.1 miles. So now I'm going to do about a quarter mile here of my intervals. Still kind of winded. That's how you know you put 100%, because you're still winded after just doing an interval at 100% for 10 seconds. All right, I'm going to just slow down my walk. Just slow it down. Look at that. They still have, I don't know what species of plant that is. See that red? It's autumn and it's blooming. It's beautiful. And you can see other plants there that are in bloom, and it's autumn. They found really good species of plants. Honestly, I'm glad we're starting to see Christmas decorations, because I'm so fed up with all the satanic Halloween stuff. I gave out trick-or-treat candy, but I put a little tract advertising a website. It was fbcpubchurch.org, inspiring Christian faith through study of science, archaeology, and Christian testimonies. And that was it. I attached it to a Nestle's Crunch Bar, small trick-or-treat size, put it in a plastic bag, and then I made a whole bunch of those and then distributed it to the kids. So now, if I don't start running, this video is going to be long. So I'm going to start to go into a jog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 50%. Going to 75%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 100%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's about 2/10 of a mile, and I'm winded. I gotta catch my breath. I hope you can enjoy the scenery. This is great weather to be running. It's about 45 degrees. I think that's very close to the optimal marathon temperature. Not too cold, but just cold enough to keep your body from overheating, and you're at a nice, pleasant temperature. I once, 20, 30 years ago, was running in 101, some hot level of heat for this area, 101 degrees Fahrenheit, and after about 3 miles, I stopped sweating, and I felt fine. I said, hey, I could probably run another 10 miles. Of course, that is a sign you're starting to suffer the onset of heat stroke. That means you feel fine and you stop sweating. Your brain now is starting to become delirious. And I had at least enough sense to say, hey Sal, you're not too far from home. I think you should get in the shower as soon as possible. Just don't run too fast to get home. That might make matters worse. So I think I slowed down and started maybe a moderate trot, jog home with a little bit of walking. I definitely was not putting on a full sprint to get home. I got in the shower and I was okay. Came back to my senses, and I still remember I didn't feel bad. I said, you know, this is what's scary. You could push your body so hard, it stops feeling pain. That's heat stroke. Now, definitely, when I was running middle distances, you felt a lot of pain. You didn't stop feeling pain. It's not like when I was running in the heat. So that's a interesting physiological phenomenon. Oh, by the way, that's the end of the cul-de-sac. That marks 0.35 from my house. So I'm now at about 1.8 from my home. I mean, I've covered 1.8 miles, 0.7 of which were off camera. So we're at 21 minutes and I'm walking. When you do interval training, it actually is, it may actually take longer to cover distance because you're having to spend a lot of time walking and recovering. But I guess the theory is it's good to bring yourself to the point when you're at maximum exertion for a brief time. I don't know exactly the reasoning behind it, but I guess it's like, you know, do you go for a lot of repetitions, what they call reps, when you're lifting weights for light weights, or do you go for a few quality reps at heavy weights? And there's probably an optimal ideal depending on what your goals are. So let me cross the street here so I don't get run over. So I have to jog a little bit. And we're on the home stretch. Not bad for an old man in his 60s, eh? So they have these things called selfie sticks. I don't know if I'm going to go that route. So I'm holding this up right now with my right hand, and it is a little tiresome on the arms. But I do hope you enjoyed the scenery. It's a beautiful place to live. Again, wow, look at all this. Just amazing colors here. Now, some people from other countries, including my mother and father, have said the United States is the most beautiful country in the world. I've never been to New Zealand. But when I see pictures of New Zealand, I'm like, New Zealand's pretty beautiful itself. One thing about the United States, it's not, I'm on the East Coast, and this is typical East Coast scenery. If you go to the middle of the United States, like Denver, Colorado, you see a lot of snow-topped mountains, and those are breathtaking mountains. The actual coasts themselves can be pretty. Florida is beautiful. We have a lot of wide open deserts, like in Nevada, in Texas. We used to have a beautiful state of California that got messed up. Seattle's a beautiful, Seattle and Oregon are pretty. There are lots of different, I mean, having driven through a lot of places in the US, it's beautiful. They say the autumn in Virginia, where I live, is beautiful because of all the spectacular colors, like there. And depending on where you are, I think the colors of the trees have changed a lot of the leaves have fallen off, so it's not as pretty. So, that being said, I recovered a little bit of my strength. I'm now going to go from 25% exertion to 50%. Oops, there's a car coming. Don't want to get run over, so I'll pause. Now jog. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 75%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's a car coming. Hang on. 100%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm winded. And I'm back home. There's the beautiful home of my neighbor. And time to call it a day. Thank you all for joining, guys. Take care, and God bless you all.